The biggest sports card show to hit Miami, Florida since Courtside Card Show over 2 years ago is only 1 week away. Join me as I prepare to be a card show vendor for the very first time. All the preparation, all the analysis, everything it takes to have a successful show. This is Road to Hobby Slam. What is up, YouTube? Big C7 Cards here, and I cannot believe it, but this time next week, I'm going to be behind a table as a vendor at the Hobby Slam Card Show. There's absolutely no time to waste.
Well, obviously.
And if you haven't seen the first 2 parts of this series, make sure to go check those out right now. I mean right now. I'll wait. Go ahead. Wait, I don't have to wait. I'm the video. Alright, now that you're all up to date, hopefully you liked those videos, by the way. If not, then I'll wait. No, I'm kidding. Remember how I said in the last video that I would continue promoting Hobby Slam this entire month? Well, I wasn't kidding. And after a certain NFL legend, Antoine Odom, followed me on Instagram, yeah, no joke, he had the verified tag and everything, I knew what I had to do. I had to tell this man about Hobby Slam. No joke, I DM'd him, big card show coming to Miami, see if you could make it, it would be awesome to see you there. And he actually responded, which was awesome. And wouldn't you know, he didn't know about it. He texted me back, he's like, I didn't know about this. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it, fam. I might have to check it out. So, if Antoine Odom shows up at Hobby Slam and you're wondering, where did he come from? This guy. This guy let him know. Yeah. Am I getting paid for this? And he's got a new Instagram channel that is all about cards. So Antoine Odom, former Tennessee Titan and Cincinnati Bengal, is now into the card community. So, if you're watching this right now, Antoine, you're a real one, brother. You're a real one. Appreciate you. I still have a whole lot of preparation left to go to be ready for the show. I still need to get a showcase. I still need to get a display for my business cards. I still need to get a display for, a couple signs. And I still have to make a couple signs. And I gotta price out the cards, the wax, the memorabilia, everything that's going on my table has to be priced, has to be organized, has to be ready to go. Phew, that's a lot, and it's all about to be crammed into this single video. Are you ready? Let's go. What's up, everybody? I'm on my way right now to pick up the showcase from my buddy, who will remain unnamed and location unmentioned, because
in a half mile, turn left onto.
On my way to pick up the showcase. This dude is an awesome guy, but he likes to remain low-key, so I will respect that, and we will give a bit of before and after. I do want to talk to you guys a bit on the way, but when we get there, it's going to be a quick transition to me actually having the showcase in my possession. I got my tape measure with me.
Turn left onto.
We get it. I got my tape measure with me, and we're ready to go. But I do have to leave the air on a little bit because it is South Florida after all. It's really hot. But since I have you here as a captive audience, well, I mean, you can click away from the video anytime you want, but I just want to say a few things. Since this really is the first, big time series on my channel, a lot of you may not actually know about me individually, and so I figured this would be a good time to give some background on who I am. I started collecting when I was around 6 years old, and it's always been a hobby to me, but I want to make it very clear, all the people who are watching right now, whether you believe in this or not, that's your choice, but I'm a Christian first. I don't worship these cards, I don't worship these people, I worship God first. I want to make that very clear. But I do, just like everybody else, really enjoy the hobby and have a passion for it. I love the community and I love giving you guys the content that I've been giving you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying it, but I just want to make that very clear. I worship God first. A friend of mine in the neighborhood that I've lived in my entire life, he got me involved in cards. It was funny because at the time, my mother was like, there is no way I'm paying $20 for like 10 cards. So what we do is we'd go to a dollar store and they'd have these little 50 card packs for $1. It would be like, junk era wax cards, nothing crazy. I remember I pulled a Clark Kellogg that somebody had literally like ripped out parts of it, like to try to make it look like he was screaming or something. I don't know. It was some weird stuff that you would find in those packs. That's where I started. I started with very small, like 2-cent cards that I would just sit in my room for hours and just organize them. I was so fascinated by the statistics and organizing them by player, by brand, by all that stuff. Everything you would expect a young collector to do, I did, and then some. So I was that one guy who knew who Eric Montross was, who else? Dino Raja. Names that you wouldn't expect a young kid to know, I knew. I was really into basketball at first. It was all basketball until I started getting involved in fantasy football, and then I started collecting football cards as well. Baseball kind of snuck in around 2010 with the whole Steven Strasburg drama. I was so hooked on Bowman Chrome baseball in 2010 because it was just such a fun pack to rip. The thrill of trying to pull a Steven Strasburg, which at the time I didn't know. I should have been looking for Bryce Harper instead. But hey, I mean, Steven Strasburg still is one of my favorite players of all time. Obviously a big Dwayne Wade fan, so I PC'd Dwayne Wade. I went to Florida Atlantic University. I got my master's degree in electrical engineering from there, and I attended a lot of the football games while Devin Singletary was tearing it up over there. So I got to know Devin Singletary, on a limited basis. I met him a couple times. He was a really awesome dude. And it turns out that for the time that I was at the church that I used to attend, he was right across the street at American Heritage High School, tearing it up over there as well. And I wondered for a long time, how did they afford this brand new field with AstroTurf and new board and all this stuff? They started really ramping that place up. Turns out, well, they were winning because of Singletary. Pretty cool. And then I moved over to FAU. He moved over to FAU almost around the same time. And then there I was rushing the field in 2017 at the end of the conference championship game when we won to greet him on the field, which is awesome. And I also saw him at his last FAU home game, which was really cool as well. But yeah, that's a bit about me. Real quick, real simple, while I'm taking a drive here to pick up that showcase. Let's go get it. Wow, that showcase is absolutely beautiful. Here's a preview of what it's gonna look like when some cards are in there. I was just blown away by how it looked, how it came out. I'm so excited to be able to show this at my table. All the cards in there looking all sexy and stuff like I was talking about in the first video. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be sexy. It's gonna be beautiful. At the end of the day though, I'm a collector and investor at heart, so there are some of the cards that maybe you saw in the showcase there that may actually end up not on my table at all, whether it be because I might be taking a loss if I try to sell them now, or the price is too low, or maybe I just like the cards and want to keep them in my collection, because there are a handful of those. But hey, figuring all that out is exactly what I'm going to do right now. Let's get my cards priced and ready to go. Okay, so I wouldn't really be helping you guys out or doing you guys any justice if I were to just drop a crazy time-lapse video here of me just pricing out a bunch of cards really quickly. I want to take the time to really bring you through the whole process of how to price out your cards, how to value your cards. And that's going to take you through all the tools that I use, how to use them. I'm even going to give you a quick tutorial on Market Movers, which is your one-stop shop for tracking your investments and analyzing your collection. But all that, it's not a job for me. That's a job for VoiceOver Big C7 Cards, so let's kick it on over to him. What's going on? It's your boy VoiceOver Big C7 Cards. Looks like Big C7 Cards just dropped all the pricing work on me, but joke's on him because I love pricing out cards. I'm going to be taking you on a tour through all of the tools that you see on screen right now as I price out some cards that will be on my table at Hobby Slam. You're going to get a first-hand look at all the tips and tricks I've learned over the years to properly price and evaluate your card's value. Let's get it. Alright, so first things first, we need to isolate a couple cards that I'm going to be giving you the tour with. So I'm going to be pricing 1996 Topps Finest with coding Kobe Bryant PSA 8 and a 2019 Optic My House Holo LeBron James PSA 10. Those you should see on screen right now. And you know what? I'm going to throw in a Trae Young BGS 9.5 red, white, and blue Prism rookie as well to show you an example of what I'm not selling right now. So as you can see, I'm on PSA's population report. That is psacard.com/pop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly look up this Kobe Bryant card that is a PSA 8 and see how many of them were graded PSA 8. So let's look up 1996 Topps Finest Kobe Bryant. And as you can see, Topps Finest right here. We're going to be looking for the one with coding. And actually you see it pop up here right away. So that's going to be number 74, Apprentices. Let's look up Kobe. And once that loads, you see right here,
74 with coding, and yeah, it would look like 2016 of these were graded. So it's not necessarily an extremely rare card to see graded, but it still is one of Kobe Bryant's more iconic rookies, so it's still very desirable nonetheless. Next step in pricing out a card is to see if it is available currently on eBay, which this one I'm pretty sure it is. So let's see, 1996, Topps Finest, Kobe with coding, PSA 8. And let's actually see what the lowest price you could possibly get it for is. So you would come into here, price plus shipping, lowest first, and then buy it now, $119, so about $120. So that is currently the cheapest price that you can get this card for. So that would be the starting point. And if I reset these parameters to all listings, best match, and then scroll down to here on the left where it says show only sold items, that'll show you all the recent sales that this card has had. So you see right here, there was one that sold for 106. There was one that sold for 81. There's one that sold as a best offer for $100. But you notice that there's another one up here that says 199 with a little stripe through it, and it says best offer accepted. Now, if you were to just look at this normally, you wouldn't be able to figure out exactly what that sold for. But that brings me to the next tool that you can use called 130 Point. So it is 130point.com/cards. And this is a fantastic tool that helps you to see exactly what cards sold for if they sold in a best offer. So you copy and paste the exact description into the search bar here, hit submit, wait a few seconds, and boom. The best offer that was accepted was $175. So if I were to be thinking about a fair way to price out this card, I would open up a calculator. I would say this one sold for $175. The last one before that sold for $106.90, and the one before that sold for $81. And then divide that by 3 to get the average, and the average would be around $121. So $121 would actually be a pretty fair price to put this at, and that actually fits right in with what we saw before with the cheapest one available right now, which is probably where they got their value as well. Now let's check out the Optic Holo LeBron James PSA 10. So right back to the pop report we go. This time I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to go to basketball cards just to give you a different way of looking at it in the pop report. Scroll all the way down to 2019. Once that loads, I'm going to type in Optic. And actually you could should be able to type in Optic My House. There you go, Panini Don Ross Optic My House. And there you go, search up LeBron. We're looking for the Holo and a PSA 10. And it looks like there were 859 of those graded PSA 10. So this would be what we would call a Pop 859. So not too bad, especially for 2019 where there were a whole lot of cards graded this year. I mean, you don't even know how many cards were graded this year. Let me give you an idea of what that looks like. If you scroll all the way down here and you see 2018, this is the total number of cards graded. And look at that boom in 2019. 2.2 million cards graded in 2019. That was the obviously where everything just blew up like crazy, and it was right before the lockdown in 2020 for the pandemic. So it was right at the peak of PSA subs. And so to find something that is less than 1,000 population in 2019, believe it or not, that's actually pretty solid. So on our way back to eBay, pretty simple, 2019 Optic My House Holo LeBron PSA 10. Look it up, same thing. I already have this set up, price plus shipping, lowest first, and buy it now. Looks like the cheapest you can get this with shipping is about $104. So that would be the starting point. You'd say now best match, all listings. Then you want to scroll down to check out your sold items. And it looks like this sold actually for $65, $62, $66, $80, $81. It's kind of been all over the place. So given the recent sales and given the fact that the cheapest one available is $103, I would say around $80 would be a pretty fair price to put the card at. And remember I said I was going to throw in that Trae Young to check the price on that. So let's go through the same process with that, except that is a Beckett card. That is a BGS card. So if you go to Beckett.com/grading/pop-report, it's actually pretty simple. All you do is go to select sport. You're going to select basketball. The set name is going to be Prism, and the player, Trae Young. So once that loads, you'll see all the Trae Young Prism cards. So this is going to be 2018 and forward. And a helpful little tip, if you just do a Control F on your keyboard, it'll pull up a little find thing here. And if you type in red, white, boom, right there, 2018-19 Panini Prism Prisms, red, white, and blue, Trae Young, number 78. And you'll see that there were, looks like 106. Yeah, 106 graded in a BGS 9.5, and some of them don't even have subgrades, so I would consider this one, which does have subgrades, to be worth a bit more than those. Subgrades matter. Subgrades definitely matter to collectors, and the prices show. So now back to eBay. Let's do a quick search here, and I'll show you exactly why I'm not selling right now, because this used to be a much bigger card than it is right now. So the lowest available right now is $175, but realize, hold up, that is a BGS 8.5. I have a BGS 9.5. So we scroll down further and realize that the cheapest 9.5 currently is one without subgrades at $250. Cheapest with subgrades, $300. And this one in particular has 13 watchers, which tells me that is actually, for some people, considered to be a good price if they're watching that to see what happens. In fact, I'll watch it as well, since I have the card and I have a kind of a vested interest. And you see that this card sold for $91 and $121, and that's it for BGS 9.5. So I've shown you generally how to price your cards, how to figure out what they're worth, but what if you want to track your investments? What if you want to know what your collection is worth right now? What if you want to compare sets to sets, players to players, variations to variations? What if I told you that there is a way not only to see the value of your card, but to see how the value of your card changed over time, to see the value of your entire collection on graphs and charts and statistics, and have all the analytics you could possibly want, all in one place?
Now you're speaking my language.
Well, let me introduce you to Market Movers. This is, as it says here, the hobby's most powerful collection tracking and analytics platform. And there is a new plan, I love how this is rolling along here, starting at $9.99 per month. This is definitely worth the money, I can tell you right now. Everything you would need to track your collection, it's insane what you're able to do with this. And I'm gonna give you a rundown on my account. So obviously I'm a member of this awesome service. I'm gonna give you a rundown of exactly how to use it. And hey, you recognize him? Jeff Wilson, Sports Card Investors? Yes, they own this. This is their application. This is not just a random service. This is owned by and run by Sports Card Investor. And you see it here also. Would you look at that in the background? There's the Sports Card Investor Discord server. If you are not a member already, make sure you get on there right away. It is free. You don't have to do anything to join the Sports Card Investor Discord server. All you got to do is go to discord.gg/SCI and you are in. That's it. It's on the screen right now. Click it. Do it. Link is in the description. And if you are a member of Market Movers, as it says here, you will have access to premium channels that are only visible to Market Movers members, including announcements to join members-only live streams hosted by Jeff Wilson and the SCI team. And yes, as it says here, there are thousands of dollars in giveaways on those live streams. There's trivia nights. There's sort of state of the hobby addresses that Jeff and his team do. It is awesome. What I'm about to show you, you're going to realize just how powerful Market Movers is. And it is even getting better because very soon they're going to be releasing Market Movers X, which is going to be a brand new user interface. In fact, the interface that I'm about to show you is not even the new one. It is going to get even better. The Market Movers team is working night and day to make this service the best it possibly can be. And you can start today at only $9.99 a month. In fact, why don't you start for $1? How about that? You know how you can do that? If you go to the link in the description right now, you will get the first month of any monthly plan for only $1. How do you do that? All you got to do is enter code BIGC7 when you check out. You heard it here first. So without further ado, here is the Market Movers application. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did, pricing out those cards with this application. As you can see, this is basically the front page where you see your announcements, your card favorites. I don't have many favorites in here, but I do have things in my collection like this Zion Williamson Hyper Pink BGS 95, this Kobe star date. So we're gonna look up all 3 cards at once. How about that? So I'm gonna give you an idea of how you can actually chart out 3 different cards on the same screen. So if I come in here, 1996, Topps Finest, Kobe Bryant, PSA 8. Now you look up here with coding, hit the check mark, that will add it to your selected cards. Okay, so now that's there. Now I can move on to the next one. So 2019 Optic, My House, Holo LeBron, PSA 10, and there you go. And you can see that the last sale was $64. This shows you the last sale straight up on here when you're looking it up. Hit that check mark to compare. And I'm going to throw in the Trae Young as well, 2018 Prism, red, white, blue, Trae Young, BGS 95, and there it is right there. Last sale $91. Hit the check mark, and now we can view the chart. And as you can see here, everything, all 3 of these cards within the last 90 days are now charted out right in front of me. Now I hope you could see how powerful this is, because you can not only see all 3 cards on the chart at once, but you can select which ones you see on the chart. So you can filter all these out, and say I only want to look at the LeBron James Optic Holo, I'll pop that up. There you go. Now the chart is populated, and you can see the trend over time. So this has actually been trending in the up direction. So this card is actually going up in value over time, over the last 90 days, that is. And notice that there are only 2 sales of this Trae Young BGS 95 in the last 90 days. So you won't know how you fix that. Let's uncheck these, and let's check the past year of that BGS 95. In my opinion, Trae Young is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Like, the dude's amazing, he's a beast. And look at his card values. This doesn't make sense. This same thing for a Luka would be a $400 to $500 card right now. I don't understand why this card of a Trae Young is so low. It's exactly why I'm holding on to it, and I'd rather keep it than sell it for less than what I know it can be worth. Because as you can see, just a year ago, it was $300 and going up until the drop. So let's check all year for all of these cards. Okay, now you might notice that some of these pop up, like this one for instance, the 96 Topps Finest, that pops up. The first ones that sold was January 23rd of 2022. Now that doesn't mean that that was the first sale of the card. What that probably means is that that was the point where the Market Movers team entered that set into Market Movers. They're adding new cards every day. I want to show you some cool features of Market Movers. So if you see here, you could actually exclude and include specific things here, such as you can actually exclude buy it now and best offer sales. So you can isolate only auctions. And there you go. These are all of the auction sales for all 3 of these cards in the past year. Now it doesn't stop there, because if you have this card, say this card is in my collection, right? So I want to say add to my collection. I have quantity 1, purchase price per card. Let's just say maybe I got it for $60. Let's just say I make a category called LeBron. Click OK, and now I have saved that card in my collection. Another thing I could do is I could add a price alert. So say I want to know when this card goes above $100. So I could drop in here, say $100, and I hit OK. So now I'll get a notification for when this particular card in a PSA 10 sells for over $100, which is really cool if you are trying to pinpoint a specific point in the market. So you're trying to wait until a specific time to sell it, and you might actually miss your opportunity if you don't know when it sold for that price. Now you know. Another thing you could do is you could hit this for sale on eBay.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
And you get a 20 terabyte Western Digital hard drive. Interesting. But yeah, oh, anyways, you can see all of them right here. It's a bit of an outlier, but that's also a quick and easy way to find specific cards. If you're on Market Movers already, all you gotta do is hit that button and boom, you got eBay listings right in front of you. And I'm not done. You can even check the population count right here for PSA cards. As you can see, 2016 for the Kobe and 859 for the LeBron. We already saw that earlier, but here it is, nice and easy, no need to look it up. Some more things on the top here, you can look at price changes, total sales, the number of sales, how many times this card is sold over the last 90 days. You can look at the last average sale price. Right there, this is the last sale, 95, 64, 91, easy peasy. And what if I told you this was only one tab of Market Movers? I'm telling you, this is a very powerful application. Let's go to the next one, Market Pulse. This gives you an idea of the entire hobby in general, how the entire hobby has been going. And as you can see, now is the time. This doesn't scare me. This tells me that this is the time to buy. I am certainly bullish on the sports card market. This is the time to buy the dip, and you could even look at particular eras for each sport. So say I want to see, all right, how's modern basketball doing, 2018 to 2020? Let's pull that up. And it looks like as of recently, it's actually down 9.1% from 90 days ago. And I guess that makes sense because around right here, we're in the middle of the playoffs. Now we hit the NBA Finals, everything kind of goes back up again, and then it starts to die back down after the season is over. Off season obviously is going to bring a dip in the price. If you look at 2018 to 20 football, you'll notice that that actually is on a positive trend. It is up about 1.3%, but it was up as high as 4.1% in the last 90 days. Why? Well, you know why. Football season is upon us. We're only a few weeks away. In fact, by the time this video posts, it is going to be just 2 weeks away. We're getting close. Time is flying. Football is almost here again. I'm so excited. I got fantasy football going. It's going to be great. What else can you do? You can check price movements by player. Say I want to check Dwayne Wade card values. In general, how have Dwayne Wade cards been trending? So I'll come in here, basketball, and I'll filter by player, Dwayne Wade. And let's go ahead and search that. And so it looks like in the last 7 days, there were 40 graded Dwayne Wade cards that sold. So it looks like graded Dwayne Wade card values have actually dropped 9% in the last 7 days. Check the last 30 days, down 4%, last 60 days, down 10%, last year probably going to be a lot more, yeah, 44%. Again, I'm telling you, this is the time to buy, and of course that is my personal opinion. You can do what you want with it. So once you've seen price movements by player, price movements by card, volume by player, volume by card, those are about the same type of search for different data. Let's move on to the next tab. Say you're looking for a specific card, but you don't know exactly what's a deal or what's not. So you can do one of two things. You can go and look up the card's value, look up sold listings, and then say, okay, this card sold for $60 yesterday. There's one online for $40 right now. I know that this is a deal, so I'm going to do it. Why would you go through all that trouble? Why? Why bother? You can do it right here. It's actually pretty simple. So say I want to look at, in particular, a 2003 Topps Dwayne Wade, and I want to look for all listings that are at or below the last average sale. So it's going to be either at comps or below, and we're going to search it up. For $200, you can get right now a 2003-2004 Topps First Edition Dwayne Wade PSA 9. This, a couple years ago, was a $900 card that is now $200. Right here, that's it. Boom, you can buy it right now. That's a good deal in my opinion, and I got it from Market Movers telling me, hey, the last average sale was $200. There's one available right now for $200 if you want to jump on it. So that's just one of the ways that Market Movers can help you save money in addition to tracking your investments. Now I want to show you something that is honestly one of the coolest features that I saw in Market Movers. All three of these. So let's start with grade ratios. This is insane. You can compare values of cards with different grading companies and different grades in general. Let's say we want to compare a PSA 10 to a BGS 10 Pristine. 2018, 2019. I'm going to look at 2018 Prism Basketball and 2019 Prism Football. Luka, Kyler Murray. Let's go ahead and search that up and look at how awesome this is. This is your price difference between a PSA 10 and a BGS 10 Pristine. But just see how powerful of a tool this is. You get your average, your standard deviation, your medium, your minimum, your maximum. Did you guys take statistics? I hope you did, because that's how you're going to understand all of that. But the bottom line is you can compare prices of graded cards. And even better, you could even compare ratios of variations. This is insane. So I hear you guys. There are way too many variations nowadays, right? You got your peacocks and your zebras and your lions and your tigers and your bears.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
I get it. But what if there was a place, and this is hypothetical of course because it's right here, where you can compare all of those variations and see which ones are worth more? What makes people tick when it comes to variations and short prints? All right, so let's look at a couple common ones. So 2020 Mosaic Football, and I'm gonna compare standard Genesis, not the NFL debut. NFL debut sells for less, that's known. I'm gonna compare Genesis to a Peacock, a choice Peacock. So the Peacock is gonna be worth more, but let's see. So for a Henry Ruggs, we won't get into that, but for the most part, the Peacock is gonna sell for a lot more than the Genesis. But this again gives you an idea of how these variations compare to each other. And then you see how I had already set up some alerts for me before. If we hit this little bell down here, I can see all of those alerts that I've set for myself and exactly what parameters I set. So above 120, above 200, above 100, and these are all 3 cards that I set alerts for. And like I said, hit the link in the description, join Market Movers today using the promo code BIGC7 right now. You won't regret it. And when you do, hit me up on Discord and I'll get you added to the premium channels. Now, while I was going through all of that, I passed a note off to in real life Big C7 Cards and told him, hey, I'm kind of running late on giving these people the tutorial you asked me to give them. Can you price the card? So I think he's pretty much done. Let's head back over to him.
Big C7 Cards, business cards. Big C7 Cards, business cards. Big C7 Cards, business... Oh, hey, I wasn't expecting you back so quick. He said what? He said I was ready? I ain't ready? I don't even know if I'm going to be ready to post this video. I'm supposed to be posting this tomorrow, and I've got a whole bunch of cards out here I still have to price. We'll see how much I can get done in the next few hours. It's like 8 o'clock already, and I'm trying not to burn the midnight oil, but if I have to, I will, because this video has to go out. Now, what you're about to see is pretty much just an absolute entourage, just a monstrosity of pricing cards. So I'm going to be going back and forth to my laptop, to you, to back to my laptop, and yeah, it's going to be one giant fun fest. Ready to go? Let's do it. Make sure you stop by my table because I'm going to be giving out packs to kids throughout the entire show. Alright, now that I've emptied out this box will be the dollar box. Going with that for now. Alright, so I just organized through a whole bunch of cards, and I gotta tell you, there are some good deals in these value boxes. I got cards priced as marked, I got dollar cards, I got 50-cent cards, I got free cards for the packs that I'm gonna do for kids. And although there's still a lot more for me to get done, personally, I still got a week left. It's just a video that has until tomorrow to get posted to YouTube. So that's all you're gonna see. I'm gonna get the rest done offline, off video. But before I go, I wanna show you these signs that I created for the show. As of now, I'm gonna have 2 signs on the table, one of them being to promote my social media, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and I got this one, promoting Market Movers, with a QR code on it that if you scan it, it will take you to the Market Movers page where it shows you all the plans and everything. And I won't talk any more about Market Movers because I know VoiceOver Big C7 Cards already talked quite a bit about that, but real quick, this QR code will take you to Market Movers website where you can look at the plans available, and if you use code BIGC7 at checkout, you will get your first month of any plan for just $1. No joke. Take $1 out of your pocket. That's it. That's all it costs. $1 for your first month. Use code BIGC7 at checkout. So, these 2 signs at the table, they look awesome. Love how they came out. And I've got a nifty little business card holder for my Big C7 Cards business cards. Boom, right there. Ain't that nice? This is going to fit really well on the table. It's going to look really great. Everything's coming along really well. I still got a whole lot of work to do to price out all these cards. I mean, there are even some off screen that you don't even see right now. I'm swimming in a sea of cards right now, but that's for me to worry about. I got a video to post, so this is all you're going to see. I'm going to keep working on it in the background and make sure I've got all this stuff organized and ready to go for the show, but I can't believe it. But this time next week, I will be at Hobby Slam. I'm so excited. Next time you see me, I'm going to be preparing and leaving, and I'm going to be on the show floor. I can't wait to show it to you guys. This has been a lot of fun doing this series, and it's already coming to an end. I want to keep going. I want to keep making content for you guys, so make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I'm posting new videos, and stay tuned for the grand finale, part 4. Thank you, everybody.